Coming up next,
Ed Kalegi and Karen Richmond. This is Chatterbinge.
His new memoir traces his extraordinary journey from a hard-scrabble childhood on the outskirts of Houston to his rise as a country music superstar and enduring icon. The new book is Killin Time, My Life and Music. It is great to say hello to Clint Black. Clint, welcome to Chatterbinge.
Hey, thanks, Ed.
I spent most of yesterday reading your book, and there are so many lovely pivot points within it that allowed me to really get to know you. So let me start here. Take me back to a specific moment. You're 13, and someone gives you a harmonica. What does that do to the life of Clint Black?
It sets me on the path I'm on today. I went out into the neighborhood playing it for everyone who wouldn't run away. And, my friends, took me down to the pool hall. We threw a hat down. People threw change in it. And, it would just be a couple of short years before I picked up the guitar and was doing the same thing with that. Just running out to find an audience for the 2 songs I knew.
I love that. Poetry. It lit an internal flame within you. So I got to ask you this. What was it about the cadence and the literary rhythm of the written word that fueled your fire to write songs?
Growing up, I was listening to poetry and song and never thought of it as poetry until my assignment and classroom assignment to recite a poem. And I picked at 90 in the Shade, James Wickham Riley, and I took to it like a dog to a bone, and just devoured it. I felt the pace. I felt the where the syllables should fall in order to make that rhyme work best, and I fell in love with it, and I didn't go digging up other poems. What's the weird thing? I started seeing the poems and songs, and I had to write a poem of my own and put that to music. So then I became kind of a student of poetry throughout all the songs I listened to, from Willie and Waylon Haggard to the Eagles and James Taylor and Buffett, and on and on and on. So many great poets writing songs, and that was my that poem I recited was my way in.
So it makes me wonder, how long does a lyric, how long does a melody have to live inside you before you actually write it?
Ooh, not long. It's when I'm working, when I'm touring, I don't write, but I'll jot down ideas. Like A Bad Goodbye, that's all I had. I put it in my notebook, and I was going to make some fun little clever tongue-in-cheek version of that. And when I opened my notebook and looked at it again, I realized there's something deeper there. And so I explored that. I had to figure out who is this person who is confronted with this option of a good goodbye or a bad one. And so kind of like an actor would, who am I? How do I feel? And then that would spark the lyrics, because I'm telling the story. I'm pouring out whatever is in that person, that character that I've invented for this song.
Well, what it means is that a songwriter has to live in the moment just like an actor has to live in the moment.
Yeah, and it may be the same process when an actor gets on camera. Now they're performing. And so when I'm writing the song, I'm performing it and I'm playing it, and I can demo it. It's hard for actors to demo a scene, but I'm demoing the song, and then I end up just like the actor on a stage performing it. So there are a lot of similarities, but there's something about the music process that kind of stands apart from that.
There is a true openness to how you tell your story in Killin Time. And I wonder, when the book was finished and you went back and you really took a good look at it, Are you surprised how open you are about yourself in this book?
Not really. I've always shared too much. I'm a joker at heart, and I warn people. I say stupid things, so you get ready. And I just love to entertain people. I love to make people laugh, and so in telling the story, I told too much of it, knowing that it wasn't all going to remain in there, and that I would have an editor helping me. So I didn't find that difficult.
There are several moments that really stayed with me as I read the book yesterday. And one is from the time when your debut album, ironically also called Killin Time, debuts, May 2nd, 1989. And I think about the journey for you to get there, the 10 years of playing in the bars. That moment finally gets there. I want you, if you would, take me back to that moment when you first saw and you touched the finished product. You opened that box with great ceremony, did you not?
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I had. I thought I knew, and I had only gotten 2 or 3 hours sleep after getting home from a club gig, and I was awakened by the UPS guy. And so now I take this box into my room. I'm sharing a house with two other people. So I go into my room. I'm alone in the house, and I sit on the floor. And I'd been worried that this was an illusion because it had taken so long to get to that point where the record was done, it was manufactured, and it was coming out. And I started to doubt that it was really going to happen, because it took about 2 years from knowing I got my break to when the record came out. And that's a lot of bar gigs still.
Yeah.
So so I sat down on the floor, opened the box, and just looked at it. And there it was. It was albums with a bunch of cassettes just thrown in on top of them. And it was the product. It wasn't those little homemade tapes I've been carrying around for years. And it was real. And I picked up an album, and this is something I almost didn't put in the book, but I think so many people could relate when suddenly all your dreams have come true. All the doubt and fear that I'm doing it the wrong way. I'm not making. I got my break, but nothing's happening. I can't really get a good meal today. I'm going to have to go to Wendy's and make a bowl of chili. I may not be able to pay my car note this month. All of those things that I'd been dragging behind me like a big sack of worry suddenly just came pouring out of me at that moment. And I sat there with these albums and just sobbed. Something inside me knew that I could let go of it all and that I was on my way.
Wow. It surprises me that you just said that you almost did not include that in the book. That is the summit. That's the ultimate in this book, because I learned about you that moment when you made it, and you're recording in Nashville, and those 10 years in the bar, and when you're selling newspaper subscriptions. All that stuff all of a sudden is in the rear view mirror. And if that doesn't realign what your own personal perspective is about life, Clint, I don't know what does.
Yeah, it was, there's always the joke with guys, I'm not crying, you're crying. So there was this reluctance. I didn't cry when I got my books, albums, you cried. But, it's real. And that's what happened. And I think a lot of fans wonder, what does it feel like when you make it? And it's the crossing of a line that you don't ever want to cross again, but you're leaving something behind, and you can look back, but I don't know. It's a new life. It's a rebirth of a sort, and I had to put it in there. I get emotional now just talking about it because it was such an important moment.
Well, it's a wonderful moment in this book. And now we know that if there is a follow-up to Killin Time, it's going to be titled, I'm Not Crying, You're Crying. So we know it's coming down the road for Clint. Once again, this wonderful new book is Killin Time, My Life and Music. It is published by Harper Influence, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. It is available now. Clint Black, I've enjoyed this. Thanks so much for joining us here on Chatterbinge.
Thanks for reading the book, Ed.
Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.
I am shocked that he almost did not include that in the book. That is the singular most emotional moment in Killin Time, when he's sitting there and he sees his dream come true. It's an amazing moment, and anybody that's been there, when you finally have that chance to say, you know what, it's here. I did it. There's no better feeling in the world. I'm Ed Kalegi.
Great conversations happen here.
Chatterbinge.
Chatterbinge.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can always catch our best guest conversations and segments right here on the YouTube home of Chatterbinge.